All right, everything's going live, streaming, sending data. We are not quite live on the last two sites. Twitch, of course, always being the last one.
I shall be alive. I'm
And
alive.
we're alive.
We're
Go, John.
we're alive. Hello, everyone. It's us, the titular heads. It's I, John, the Vehement Gamer, and we have Jason here on the other side, and we will be having a special guest for tonight's session. But
So we're going to be talking about battle royale games.
mhm,
Tommybopp, who's coming in, he's going to give us a little perspective from the streamer side because he's played a lot of battle royales.
heck
Fortnite,
yeah,
hours upon hours of Warzone, like a ridiculous amount of hours. So he has good insights on what's going out, kind of that realm.
but
So we're
yes,
just waiting for him to pop in, and then check over here. Both
heck
of you guys
yeah.
are.
But
Chat,
why don't you share your
make sure you
experiences
guys
with battle
hit the follow
royales,
button.
Jason? Like, what were the battle royale games that you've actually played yourself? And
Yeah.
um,
And sorry for a little bit of the jank we're going to experience because we're trying something out. We've never done this before, so we'll see how crystal clear and good it is. Like right now, I'm clicking a button. It's probably messing up the camera. Let's just do that. That way it's straight to the channel. That should do it. Yeah, so we're going to be asking him a bunch of questions about like Warzone, Fortnite, kind of what he thinks, the changes over time, what he hates, just to get a little perspective on kind of the competitive side of things.
Mhm.
So we're just waiting for him to pop in our Discord channel, and we'll get started on that.
Sweet.
Tommy Raid! Welcome everybody from Tommyland.
Hey, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us in our stream. Just to
So
reintroduce,
this is John over on the left. He's the two-dimensional fake person, and I'm Jason. I'm the actual real person here. And then, so we do a podcast just for everybody. Thanks again for the raid, Tommybopp. Freaking awesome. He didn't have to do that, but it's much appreciated. Super raid.
of
Sorry we
course.
don't have like pop-ups and stuff, but we record all this for VODs actually. So we just go live everywhere to be there. So you can actually catch us live here, Twitter, YouTube. We upload our videos to Rumble too. So pretty much everywhere you can see something, you can see us live somewhere.
I'm alive. I'm a real boy.
I'm real.
I'm a real person.
Welcome,
Just with the
Yay for
two,
Nate and Baby Borbs. Hey, baby
just
girl,
two
thank you.
dimensional. Thank,
Man,
thank you so much for. Yeah. So back to what we were talking about, Jason. Like, we're talking about battle royales, and we're talking about games in general. So, what battle royale games have you actually played? And what were your experiences with them? What do you like of them so
I played just about every one for at least 5 minutes.
far?
Uh,
5 minutes.
so I think out of all of them,
Mhm.
Warzone's probably the better one. I think
Mhm.
Fortnite's the
What?
friendliest one to play with friends. Like it's easier to
Mhm.
like connect to them because they could be on like every device. Warzone's a little iffy on the cross-platform action.
There is a Modern Warfare mobile. I find that interesting. Hey, we
Oh,
have Tommybopp here.
we got him. I gotta switch over. Can you hear us, Sir Tommy?
I can hear you. Can you guys hear me?
Yep. Once we get your
Sir.
video up, it should pop you in.
let me move
Hey,
up.
You good? All
big
right,
Tommy
perfect.
Bop, he's in.
Whoa! Look at us. We got three guys in.
We got a third one now.
This is
Oh, look at
awesome.
me.
So
Look at me there. Okay, in the middle. All right.
yeah, so
It's better here.
I'm sharing it with you too, so you can see actually what we're streaming. This is our first
Perfect.
time ever trying to have a guest doing this, so it's
Well,
like we were like, "Can we
I'm
set this up? Is it gonna work?"
I'm glad I can be your first guest.
Yeah, you're our test subject.
That's
So,
fine.
so what we're gonna be talking about this one is battle royales, which is something
Great.
you know a lot about because you've played every single one just about for way too many hours.
Yeah, a lot of life has been consumed to battle royales for sure.
Now, I don't know PUBG. Did you ever play
I
PUBG at
played a
all?
little
Or
bit. I played it a little bit. Definitely not the game for me. It's a little slow, but it had potential. I just think that they didn't do the correct things with it. And the correct things being you die really fast. So it's just like by the time you get in, you loot for 10 minutes and then you're dead.
see, for me, I like dying fast. Like, get it done with, get it over. I hate having to unload like an entire clip into a guy just to be like, what's the point of bullets, especially when your knife works better. Like,
I like a little torture.
a little torture.
A little
Not
bit.
like that last bullet not even fucking happening. And
Exactly.
the guy lives, and you're like, motherfucker! Like, I had to reload.
Give me something to rage about.
Sign you up forever, huh? Yeah,
So
Tommy
Tommy,
is
you
the guinea pig.
you played all the battle royale games out there, right? Which
Pretty
what
much all of them.
yeah, what is your top 3 and what do you like about them?
Number one, we'll go from 3 to 1. 3, I would go with
Yeah.
Apex. I like
Mhm.
Apex, super team based. Probably why I
Sweet.
put it number 3 because I'm not a very team based player when I play anything. I like to run off on my own and do my thing, but I like the special abilities that the characters have. I think it brings a different aspect to the game and things like that. Number 2, I'd go with Fortnite.
Mhm.
I don't really like the direction they went in. I think that it's a little cheesy now. I think, but like Mendo was just or Jason, I don't know what we call him here. I can
Yeah.
do both. Um, I think that they made it very user friendly. It's kid friendly. It's it's if you're drunk friendly. It's if you're just trying to relax friendly. It's so you get the best of both worlds in Fortnite, I guess. And then the number one battle royale I would go with, and it's not even a battle royale that anybody can play anymore, was just well, I mean you can still play it, but
You're playing
Warzone
by
One.
yourself.
Warzone One was the best battle royale to ever come out. Call of Duty did it the correct way. It was very competitive. The tournaments for it were crazy. Just the competitive side with uh it was something to watch, and even people that weren't interested in Warzone, like Jason can tell you, he
Mhm.
was in my streams for a lot of like the Warzone tournaments I would play in, and it's just exciting to watch somebody compete and watch and be able to. It doesn't even matter if you like the game. It's just like the
Mhm.
excitement that you get through or watching someone else compete, and it was a really well polished game. As much as I complained about it when I played it, but after it's like the saying, you don't know what you have until it's gone. So
Aw.
No, Warzone
Did,
definitely
did
was like your prime time of loving life and playing games was Warzone.
a
With the
million percent,
complaints, like equally as much.
a
Like every
million
time a new
percent.
gun comes out, like new gun thing comes out, it's like, damn it, what's the point of anything else? This is all I use now.
Exactly. That's the problem with Call of Duty is there's so many metas. Like it's like, they put out a gun, it'll be broken, and that's just the meta, and you have to use it, but you have to go grind to get all the attachments and things like that. So,
Yeah.
but definitely miss Warzone One.
This is my gun. There's many like it, but this one's
Mm,
mine.
exactly. But it also helped for content reasons. Things like YouTube,
Yeah.
YouTube Shorts, TikToks, things like that. Putting out your gun builds in Warzone One was just like it was a huge thing, and like a lot of people got pretty big just doing that, and made a decent amount of money and built a big following. But I don't they did not do it right with Warzone Two, so kind of feel bad for those people that put all their focus in Warzone One and then just got let down
Yeah.
for Warzone Two.
So
can
what's
you
the problem with Warzone 2? Like, what is the main
out?
thing that's just like this killed it?
It's just so when they added in DMZ, which is like the Tarkov mode
Mm-hmm.
of Call of Duty, they made like all the movement mechanics based off of DMZ, which is not good for a battle royale. When you can't move and you die in 3 bullets, it's just like what game am I playing? This is not fun. So they
When
they,
your
they messed up really bad there. Hopefully they'll fix it. I don't know. Probably not.
when your guy actually does feel like he's carrying 6 guns, a backpack, landmines, he's moving
Yeah,
like
it's
that. It's like
yes.
this isn't fun for like tournament action. Like,
Right. It's the thing about Call of Duty. It's always has been the arcadey shooter. You know what I mean? It's always
yeah,
been
Right,
the
right. Fast
run and
pace.
gun. Yeah, run and gun, fast pace. Gunfight after gunfight after fight, and you can escape certain situations just by cheesy movement or them giving you sliding or dolphin diving through a window, not getting hurt, but they just didn't do it right with this one. But
yeah.
Aw.
The one thing I wish they had, and it seems like they never did. Oh, it's K Smooth. Hey, K Smooth. K Smooth's the shit. He's like the
miss
nicest
it.
guy ever. Uh,
K K
what
Swift's the man.
K Smooth. Swift is a
Okay,
different one.
smooth.
We have a K Smith Swift too, buddy. So
Yeah.
Am I safe to
I
drink beer here?
oh go ahead.
Oh
I
yeah,
got
yeah.
scotch and
Uh, I do
so
have soda.
well, I got soda. Warzone. I kept on wishing that they would have hardcore mode for the Warzone mode. So then you get the
You
best of both worlds.
you might like Warzone too then because you die in 3 bullets.
I still want the fast pace, but I want it in hardcore mode. Like I used
I
to
agree.
love
Yeah.
hardcore arena style battles in it.
I can see that. I mean, I think any game that when you get shot in the head you should die.
Yeah.
I agree. Like I mean, if you're
Yeah,
getting a bullet to your temple or your forehead, you should die. But
makes sense. Yeah.
again, Call of Duty is very arcadey where you'll hit somebody in the head with a sniper and it'll say that it hit them in the neck and they still don't die, even though you'd probably die IRL. But
I mean,
it's
a
okay.
lot of that's desync too. Like what's actually happening and you're seeing happen compared to what
Right.
actually happens
Well,
server side.
that's a lot of problem with having games that are cross-platform now. Is if
Hmm.
you're like that's like even with Fortnite,
Yeah.
a Switch can only run 30 frames per second. If you have a
Yeah.
Right.
beefy PC that is running 400 frames per second, what's the difference in desync between a 30 frames per second player and a 400 frames per second player? Like I died to someone on Switch the other day, which is embarrassing to admit. And don't ever put this anywhere.
Well,
But he
it's
shot me.
here.
He shot me, and I was literally like already 20 feet around the corner, and I died. And I was just like,
What?
I literally waited, and I was just like, I
Jeez.
guarantee this person's on a Switch, and they were.
Oh, throughout your experience in playing with battle royales, have you also encountered like cheaters in game?
Oh,
Like,
cheaters ran rapid in Warzone 1. That was probably one of the biggest problems they had as well. And it's not so bad in Fortnite, and I've played a
uh-huh.
lot of Fortnite. I mean, I have over 90 days played just in Fortnite alone, and that's just game time. That's not lobby time. That's game time. I've only
I
ran into one cheater the whole time in Fortnite.
I think
Wow.
it helps that like Fortnite is built by Epic, right? And
Mm-hmm.
they're the ones
Mm-hmm.
who create Unreal. So it's a little
Mm-hmm.
easier for them to like make sure it's secure than these guys who are using other people's engines.
Well, the
Mm-hmm.
thing about Call of Duty is when you're a billion-dollar company, just shell out a little bit of money and get yourself an anti-cheat system. You know what I mean? It's just like they
Right.
finally did put one in, but it's so bad that it's banning the good players. Like now in Warzone 2, if you're a good player, you get shadow banned out of nowhere because people just mass report you. If you get mass reported, like their anti-cheat system, the first thing that it does is just ban you. So then you got to go through the whole process of getting unbanned, and it's
Yeah,
just
that's they went too far the other way,
yeah,
is what you're saying. Like,
yes. Like
how dare
Call of
you be
Duty's
good?
they never found that middle ground, and I don't think that's why anything from Call of Duty that comes in the near future probably won't be very good, which is actually concerning because Fortnite's getting a little bit older.
Mm-hmm.
Apex is still relevant. PUBG is
Yep.
still sticking around, but I mean, other than that, there's really not that many battle royales out there that are I guess considered mainstream that a lot of people want to play all the time.
Yeah, not really. Like the battle royale time, I think, is on the decline.
I completely agree. I mean, Fortnite exposed. I mean, PUBG obviously was first, but Fortnite was the one that really blew it up, where everyone was like,
Yep.
"Wow, this is like, a battle royale is amazing." Because some people didn't even know what PUBG was. Then they just thought like, "Oh, Fortnite was the first thing to ever, have the battle royale with the storm and
Yeah,
In the
circle and
building.
pushing you
Yeah.
in." Yeah, and I mean, the building was a great aspect, and now they took that out as well. So,
to make it more
Yeah.
new guy
more
friendly.
right, and I mean every company's always going to do that. Every company's always going to go to the masses, and the masses
Yeah,
are casual gamers, and that's perfectly fine. I understand
Mhm.
that, but there's just certain things that if I was to run, just say Fortnite, if I was the CEO of Fortnite and I was making all the decisions, I would make competitive modes not have some of the cheesier things that the regular modes have, because it takes the fun out of it for everybody else when you put things that are so noob friendly where a good player can just abuse it. Like I literally can just fly around a Fortnite
That's
map
right.
now and get 25 kills a game
so
and not have my feet hit the ground once.
I had a theory about this, and tell me if this is stupid because you got more experience with it. But there should be like a gap to get into ranked. Like you can't get into ranked play unless you like casual play. You hit some certain like
No,
stat level or something.
I
Don't they
completely
do
agree
that?
with that. No, they don't, and they should.
They
No,
don't?
I
Okay.
completely agree with that, and that'll be the way to fix, you know, the upper echelon of gamers
yeah,
who
for
are,
like
a
the
little
upper
a little bit
streamers and
better,
stuff.
right? Who are better at the game, where it's like now every game that I load into, I got to play against Timmy Two Sweats over here, who's on 60 milligrams
Right.
of Adderall, ready to take my fucking life. But it's just like that's not what a battle royale is about. A battle royale is supposed to be a mixture of good players, bad players, people who play this way, people who play that way. It's
Mhm.
supposed to be a little bit strategic, but also a little bit cheesy at the same time, especially when we're talking about Fortnite. And
Like
the thing is, when Fortnite has the biggest skill gap, especially when you're playing
Mhm.
build.
with
So when you're
building,
playing
yeah,
yeah, when you're
it's
playing build, the skill gap is outrageous. I get like not wanting to throw a player in there, like Jason just said. You have to get to a certain, at least certain amount of hours played or a certain rank where then you can get into these lobbies, and then just make it random. Have these players who've made it or are at the bottom, and there's some players at the top, and just mix them all up. I mean, I think that would be the best way to do it.
yeah. If they could take like only 20% of the player base is allowed in ranked, and you could fall out of ranked, or you could go up in ranked through casual play. That's how you like get into the ranked games to be
Yeah,
considered like top 20% player and then competing in that area for the guys like you who would sit and play for 10 hours every day on the clock, because it's
What?
messed up for the regular players, right, who like come in and now they're
Mhm.
playing against like 50 of you. And it's like what the hell.
I agree. I mean, there is certain, like I obviously I streamed for a very long time full time, so like that was my job, was to get on and play video games. It was the best job I ever had. Like,
Yeah,
and it's just I do get that point where there's people who work their 9 to 5s and they just want to get off work and enjoy a nice drink and play some games with their buddies and have a good time.
Mhm.
But that's where skill based ruins everything, because it's just like, even if you're a decent player and you don't play that
Mhm.
much, if you're decent, you're just going to get thrown into these lobbies and you're not going to want to play anymore.
Yep.
Skill based
I know.
ruins it for everybody except for the newer player.
Yep. Does the demographic also and the age range of players also affect that? Because Fortnite is very kiddie, so
Hmm.
sometimes you get to see some more younger audiences or younger players playing the game. Do you think that also has an effect on it?
The younger kids nowadays are probably better than, they go to school and they're probably better than the people that are 23 to 28, that range of people who are trying to
Huh.
become these streamers and big time streamers.
Mhm.
I would think that the younger kids still probably have an advantage, and they have to go to school and do all these things, and they only play for a couple hours a night, but reaction times and just things like that,
Yeah.
obviously getting older, those things go away, and like the young kids have the advantage of that way. And there's a lot of kids out there that are really good, and like a lot of things that parents don't get is there's a lot of money to be made in the esports world now. Like
That is true.
it's up and coming. It doesn't matter if you're playing a battle royale, if you're playing, if you're playing League of Legends, which has stayed alive for I don't even know how long, or even
Yep.
what's the other big one?
Valorant,
Valorant's big, and then what's the other big one
Mhm.
that they play as well? I can't think of the name of it right this
Counter
second.
Strike,
Counter Strike.
um,
It's not a shooter.
Dota.
Dota, yes, and then there's one more, but they've all stayed alive for so
Yeah.
long, and it's just there's a reason, and there's a lot of money behind these tournaments. Like,
That's right.
you're a lot of people, you know, don't realize that, just take Booga for example, who won the first
hmm
Fortnite World Cup ever.
Mhm.
The kid was
Holy,
16 years old and won $3 million.
holy.
The kid just
That's
made
it.
more money than I mean, the kid just made more money than most people make in years and years of worth of work. The average American, at least.
I mean, there's some like
What's
high schools picking it up as a sport. Like you can actually
it?
join the esports team at the school, and I think that's cool. Like that wouldn't even be an imagination when I was a kid that would be a
No.
thing to sign up for.
Yeah.
My
Ever.
parents yelled at me for playing too many video games.
Yeah, and
My
I don't
parents
know.
I'm the
during
same, man.
I don't know if colleges have something like
college,
do
no, they
college.
do. They have a whole college league in Fortnite, especially, and Rocket League, I
Wow.
believe. 'Cause I did just see Panda said something in chat about Rocket League. They
Yeah,
both actually have college like tournaments where colleges will literally have teams like a basketball team, like they're on a
yeah.
Rocket League team, and they play against other colleges, and then they have like this whole
Wow.
bracket where they go through, and it's crazy.
Al-
So
Almost like an actual inter-school competition
yeah,
Yeah.
like a regular
with
bracketed
physical.
thing.
hmm
Yeah, like a physical sports or something like NFL or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, esports is the next big thing. They're talking about starting to add certain esports to the Olympics, which is crazy
I'm
because it's not an actual sport. You don't do anything in any game. It's not like we're running in place or
VR.
anything.
yeah.
VR. So
It's
so
VR.
maybe they do it with like a VR thing, like Beat Saber
mhm.
Olympics. Could you imagine that at the Olympics? Now we're in the Beat Saber competition.
I mean, if I'm just saying, if they throw Fruit Ninja in the Olympics, I'm ready to go. Just so you know, I'm a Fruit Ninja pro.
Gonna bust out your chops, huh?
hmm
So somebody on chat said that my alma mater has a Halo team.
Big
Shout
league
out to
size,
Halo
actually,
players
huh?
out there. Yeah. Yeah. Shout
You know,
shout out to people who still play Halo, by
I'm
the
gonna
way.
throw some shade here, but COD over Halo, just so you guys know.
I was never a Halo fan, but that just goes back to my I like people to die when I shoot them. The back
Yeah.
of the gun should not do more damage than the bullets.
You're pistol whipping people when they're dying instead of when you shoot them. I totally get that. I was a PlayStation kid growing up, so I also had an Xbox. I would play some Halo, but
Yeah.
there was always that big battle before everyone got into the PC master race of what console was better, Xbox or
Yeah.
PlayStation. I was
I
always on
w-
the
Which one?
PlayStation side.
I was born into
I
the
was gonna.
PC
Not
realm.
always on the PlayStation side. One console I will admit that was better was the Xbox 360. Was
Mhm.
100% better than the PlayStation 3. It was completely better, but after that,
Yeah.
PS4 was better than the Xbox One. I don't know about the
PS5.
new, yeah, I don't know about the newer consoles. I've never even touched either one of them, but from what I've seen sales wise, I know that PlayStation's selling them out the water, which is crazy because in the United States with COVID going on, it was like
Mhm.
impossible to find a PS5. But
Hey
I
May,
mean,
welcome.
the way to go, I believe, is obviously just good old PC, and I cheat and play on controller, so I guess it's just a big console for me.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, though, your computer can last longer than a console because you can make smaller purchases to make it better as time goes on. That's why I've
Right.
always computer over a console. I don't have to buy another one. Now, where PlayStation's killing it though is PlayStation only titles, where they'll come out on
Mhm.
PC, but
Mhm.
like a year later, they have the best like single player titles ever. I know you're not single player guy much, but like story driven single player games, PlayStation's got it on lock.
Do they have God of War as a PlayStation exclusive?
It was,
Uh,
but
It
the
was.
God of War is
God,
coming over to PC, I think.
God of War Ragnarok is still exclusive, but God of War only 4, on Steam now. So
Okay. Because
thank
I
the port
mean,
gods.
yeah, God of War just itself is just a like I never actually played it, but I watched someone play. Like I watched a whole playthrough of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's
Right.
that good. It's like watching a movie.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
watching someone play a movie. Like it was that good.
Yes.
Dude, I played a single player game. I streamed it back when I was streaming just video game play. And you play a Viking with schizophrenia. And they went and like did research and like interviewed people and spatial like sound and playing that game. Oh my gosh, man. There's voices just like it's like fuck man. Like
Oh
but it's like
wait,
a combat hack slash game.
this is the Senua game, right?
Senwa, that
The
was it, yeah.
Yeah,
They got the sequel
Senua
coming out or whatever.
plays
So
any story driven games, but there's a
Tommy,
lot of
you gonna be
yes.
doing it?
Am I gonna what? What was that?
You gonna be doing Counter Strike 2?
You know me and the mouse and keyboard. They don't agree. I tried to like Valorant for so long, and I kind of got into it, and I started to get the hang of things, and then I ended up moving, and I didn't have a PC for a couple months, and it's just like if you don't continue, especially it's not like anything else in life. If you don't continue doing something that you're new at,
Mm-hmm.
you just immediately go back to just sucking at it, and I don't like to suck at things.
You're like, I would be so much better if they let me use my controller.
I would. Give me no aim assist. That's fine. I would be better if I could aim with a stick than with a mouse.
So
Actually,
Counter Strike 2
let me
is not
be.
coming out with controller support?
No.
Wow, that's bold. I think they're
Really,
trying to
really
place
sticking to
themselves
it.
as like this is elite PC gamer shit. All right, like
Another thing I don't like about those games is just like the kids that have been playing for so long. It's just like if you play in like a lobby where you get in with somebody that's been playing for a good amount of time on mouse and keyboard,
Mm-hmm.
as soon as you peek a corner, you just get headshot, and I just like, what
Yep.
happened? I'm just
so
dead. Like, what happened?
Counter Strike, terrible desync, always has been. All the
Mhm.
pros play with that. Like they know how it works. You know how when somebody peaks, like
Mhm.
where they're actually seeing compared to what they're seeing. Like they got that shit down. In
They were
Counter
trying to
Strike
fix that.
2, it's supposed to be it's supposed to be fixed. They got this new technology they're doing to fix that. So I have a feeling that a lot of pros are going to like drop
Well,
down because they're used to using the lag in their favor.
you see that in any game that comes out. So I mean, just for Call of Duty, for example, they do their Call of Duty Pro League, and you'll see, they do their huge tournaments, and you'll see players there, and then the
Mhm.
next game that comes out, those players are just gone. It's
Yeah.
most of them are completely different games. They're usually made by obviously different developers, different movements,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
different mechanics, and it's just like
Philosophies.
right, and they'll be relevant for a season or a game, and then they're just gone. So
That's some
I I,
bullshit.
I, I do agree that can happen in Counter Strike as well. I mean, because that game's got to be what now at least it's got to be close to touching at least 8 to 10 years old.
Oh, I think it's older than that. I think Counter Strike
Yeah,
came out
older.
when I was in high school. Counter
Nice.
Strike,
CS:GO?
Counter
Half-Life.
Strike, not Go, but the first one.
So CS:GO
Half-Life.
is the one that still goes in competitive, I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah. Counter Strike was like a mod for Half-Life, I think, and Half-Life was like 1998.
I was only 5.
Yeah.
Hey John,
Oh.
I think you need to mute the share screen that I'm sharing with you because you're getting like a feedbacks line.
Oh. Right. Oh. No, I got it muted.
Oh, then I don't know. Shit happens. Moving on. So
Yeah.
Is it me?
no. So Apex, man.
Apex.
Who's your guy or girl?
I gotta stay with the chubby guys, man. I played Gibraltar. I
You're a
like
straight tank, huh?
I am. I like to play a little support role in Apex. It's actually very surprising for me, being the player that I am in most other games. I'm usually the Slayer assassin type fast moving where I mean you still move the same amount in Apex, which it just doesn't feel like that because they make your character feel heavier. But you
Yeah,
still move the
Mhm.
same speed, but
but your hitbox is bigger, isn't it?
it is, but you also get an overshield with it. So you get an arm shield which gives you 50 more health than you already have. And then when they break that, that comes back in about 30 seconds. So it's a little bit of a crutch character kind of. Because I jumped into the Apex scene a little I jumped in really late. I jumped in when Warzone 1 was just going away.
Mhm.
Well, it was on its way out. And I was like, oh, I'm going to play Apex for, a couple months and see if I liked it. And I did like it. I really like the way that they set up competitive in Apex. I like the ranking
Yeah.
system. I like that
Same here.
you can grind it out. That if but the only thing that is really bad about that is like if you don't have teammates that are on Apex is terrible because
Yeah,
somehow
Mhm.
you get the worst randoms I've ever seen in my whole entire life. It's like, how are you even in this rank?
Yeah.
yeah,
And sometimes they just go their own way and
Yeah,
leave you.
I
Yeah,
do that in every game, but not Apex.
yes. Where'd Tommy go? He's over there killing 8 people. Don't worry about it. We'll catch up and be like, is there anybody left?
Come pick up the loot. That's it.
That's why I
and
never
they're
played games with Tommy. Like we never really played any games together because he's just on next level, you know?
yeah.
So
And
I have what they call gamer ADHD. I can't sit still ever. I don't loot. As
Mhm.
soon as I get anything that I feel that I can go kill a bunch of people with, I'll go and kill them with that. Um, and it's a good and a bad thing, I guess. But
Mhm.
I just don't like to sit still. It's a video game. If I die, I die. If not, and some people don't like it. But
Yeah.
that's the way I've always played. It's always every BR I've played. I mean, Call of Duty, I was like that. I mean, Fortnite, I was definitely like that, especially in build mode. And that's what makes
Mhm.
Fortnite great. Is that you can build and defend yourself, and you could fight a team of 4 as long as you know how
Mhm.
to build and protect yourself, and just
yeah,
But
take them out
that's
one by one.
it definitely is that like next layer that makes it so you can have those standout moments.
Hmm.
Like it creates those really good standout moments where it's like he just did what? Well, he built a tower, killed 2 of them by editing a wall, jumped off the tower, dropped the platform, and then blew the other guy away by editing another wall on the second level that he trapped the first guy. Like, what the hell's going on here? Nobody knows. There's just
It is. It
blocks
is.
flying in the screen.
It's really confusing to watch, but like if
Mhm.
you understand what's going on and you watch
Mhm.
somebody else play, it's so I don't even
There's a
know. It's like
science to it.
Yeah.
yeah, it's like laying down and hearing waves crash. Like you can instantly like just
Mhm.
fall. It's so calming. It's like so like when I watch somebody else play Fortnite who really knows what they're doing,
Uh-huh.
it's like I'm following along with what they're doing. I'm like, okay, he trapped this person here. I understand now he's gonna build up. He's gonna he's gonna fight this guy at the top. He's gonna kill him. And after he's
Mhm.
done, he's gonna go down and finish this other guy. And it's just like there's a science to it, and it's
Yeah.
a lot of quick thinking is what it is, and that's why a lot of people don't like build because, like we said, not everyone wants to get on the game and sweat, and that's perfectly fine. If you
Yeah.
want to get on the game after you work your 9 to 5 and have a glass of whiskey, not build. I'm glad they brought the no build mode for people because it
Mhm.
brought a lot of players to Fortnite. Everyone hated Fortnite because of the
Yeah.
building aspect. If you didn't start when
Yeah.
like the building started, you're so far behind it doesn't even matter.
I
Like
was the
if there was
same. I'd be like,
yeah.
wall. I put a wall up, guys. We're saved. You know? Like,
If you started today and there was or if there was not a no build mode, you would just
Mhm.
be so confused as to what was happening.
Yeah.
It's like this guy just built a whole tower around you in like
yeah.
20 seconds and like now you're at the bottom just you're gonna try and chop it down and when as soon as I hear you chopping my builds down, I'm just gonna, waterfall myself down and shotgun you in the back of the head.
I only have 20 wood. Where do I
Exactly.
get wood? You know?
Farming is not fun. Farming is not
But
fun.
all that it all depends on how you view computer games, right? Because like say for example for me, if I want to develop a skill, I play computer games to develop like that skill. So similar to what you mentioned earlier, you mentioned about quick thinking. Some people don't like that after doing their 9 to 5 because sometimes, yeah, you're drained literally, mentally. But when you start, if you want to practice that skill, because to your point earlier, the more you practice, the more you do things, the more you get better at it, right? And games is a really good place to simulate that, to
Mhm.
to to practice that consistent quick thinking, uh, quick reaction kind of thing. Depending on your weapon of choice, you could use a controller or your mouse and keyboard.
Right.
But that was my yeah.
So I like games that make me make second decisions. Excuse me. Um,
Yeah.
I feel like if you practice making split second decisions in anything, even if it's just a video game,
Mhm.
you can implement that into your everyday life. It's just like, you never know what situation you're gonna get tossed into where you have to make a quick decision. So I really do like that aspect of Fortnite where it's like when you're building, it's like, okay, like what do I do? What do I do? But after
Right.
a while, it just becomes second nature. It's like I already know what to do. I know where to go. I know where to be. I know where I'm comfortable. So
Mhm.
it's like the same thing just with everyday life, where it's like you put yourself in the position that you're comfortable in, and then you
Mhm.
thrive from that position.
And
And
part
everybody
of that
everybody plays a different way, just as well as life. Everybody makes different decisions, and they're comfortable in a different way.
yeah. But that also comes with familiarity. So consistent practice does help a lot. Considering the fact that you play a lot of these battle royales, Tommy, that probably explains why you're so good at it. So
I wouldn't say good, but I'm above average. Thank you though. I appreciate the compliment.
yeah, of course, that's I'm a filthy casual, so
A filthy casual. Like you don't want to
you're
play
so
with me because it'll all going downhill.
yeah.
You,
I've also made very bad split second decisions. Just because I practice them all the time doesn't mean I don't make bad decisions. Orbs, you're not
Hey,
one of them. I've seen that in chat.
that's fair. That's fair. It does happen, and that's the thing with video games, right? Like you can make bad decisions,
Mhm.
and you see the consequences, and then you can review them. And this is the beautiful thing about streaming them, right? Because you can genuinely clip your videos, rewatch them, and say, "Oh, hey, you know what? Maybe I can just do better next time. I won't do
Yeah,
that again."
I wish I had that mindset. Honestly, can you send that to me somewhere?
can you
Because
send me the mindset?
Oh,
I need that mind.
oh, so-
I need that mindset because when I die, I say, man, I messed up. But then I'm just like, I suck. I suck. I
Don't,
know where
uh,
I messed up, but I suck.
don't tell John that because he'll send you daily affirmations. You'll like get little notes and they'll be
Listen,
like, "You're the greatest. You're doing awesome."
I'll take all the positivity, honestly.
um, um, I'm I'm your friendly AI assistant. Thank you.
So I noticed one thing, like back when you were really hard into Warzone,
Mhm,
it seemed like you had a real trouble finding people who were kind of on the same level. Like you're in that middle area where it's not
mhm,
like I'm the super top good guy to play with those, and I'm not here. So it's really hard to find people that are like you want to play with people better than you, right? So you can learn
mm.
what they're doing. Does it really get hard at a certain point where there's like this big leap to try to get
The-
to the next area?
There is, and especially when you stream. So when you stream, it's like you make a lot of friends and acquaintances, and certain people are good, and certain people aren't as good, and you have to put up with that. And a lot of people have come to my just not recently, but back in the when you're talking about
Mhm.
when it was like, oh, like when are you gonna start playing with people that are like on your skill level, so that like when you die, like it's not game over. I don't really
Mm.
care that much about it being game over. It's more of having, yeah, I do take the game seriously and I like to win because I'm competitive, but that's not what it's all about. It's about having a good time and having laughs and like I
Right.
like 40 for example. 40 isn't the greatest gamer, but he's
Mhm.
he's he's decent. But I would have more fun getting in a helicopter and throwing him into a building than I would probably
Yeah.
playing with somebody that's better than me, honestly. Like
Yeah.
I like to have fun, but to answer your question completely is, um, when it comes to like the tournaments and things and when money are involved,
Yeah.
it's really hard to find people that don't have egos.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
Even myself, I know I have an ego, but I know what I'm capable of. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
put myself on the highest pedestal where it's like, oh, I won't give this a shot, or this person
Mm.
only has this amount of money earned in the game. Like, there's people that literally, I'm not even joking. I was playing in Warzone tournaments, and I had looking for teams. I had people ask me like, oh, like how much have you earned, and like when you've earned in the thousands just from playing a video game, like
Yeah.
that's okay. You know what I mean? Like, but people are like, "Oh, you don't have over 25,000 earned in this game already?" And it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
no. Like, I usually play with my friends in tournaments, and like, I can hold my own. Like, I know what I'm capable of, but people will just ego you and be like, "Oh, that's not good
Yeah. Yeah.
enough." Like, that's not that. Like, oh, you don't have this much. Like, no. Like,
They pick their
just
stat that matters to them. And
Yeah.
and what? Yeah, and one of the biggest things about especially Warzone and Call of Duty is when you get those people that have those huge egos.
Uh-huh.
If you want to play with them, they try to make you pay their entry fee.
What?
They're toxic like that, where they're like,
wow.
okay, well, if you pay my entry fee, I'll pay with you. It's like I don't even want to pay my entry fee. How about that? Like, I'm not paying
Whoa.
yours to play with me. Like, I don't care how good you are. Like, it's just like football. Any given day, you know what I mean? It's a video game. Things happen.
Yeah.
Weird things happen. I hit you in the
I,
head with
I
a bullet by accident and I kill you.
You should
this
have
is why
ducked.
I like underdog stories. Like you're like nobody, and then these egotistical guys are like, "Yeah, I'm so good," and then they just get wrecked.
Yeah.
I like those kind of stories. Um, but I get called trash a lot. All I tell them is that's why it's called trash can and not trash cannot.
Not trash.
You'll get there eventually. Listen,
Yep.
competitive gaming's not for everybody, and I'm not even
Right.
in the competitive gaming scene anymore. I'm glad that I took myself out of that. It was so stressful, especially on top of streaming
Yeah.
full time. It was a lot to do. And I know that sounds like such like a prissy thing to say, where it's like, oh, gaming and streaming is stressful, but when you're doing it full time and then you're putting yourself in toxic situations, and
Hmm.
if you're streaming, you got to try and keep a positive attitude, because if you have a bad attitude, no one's going to want to be around you, and it's just like
Yeah, that's right.
it's tough to do, especially in that world. So I've kind
Especially
of
the
veered.
people that the
Oh,
people that will be around you are not the people you want to be around you.
right.
Right? It's not
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
you'll get a following and get a bunch of people sitting there going like, "This thing piece of shit, I got it," but it's then you're like looking at chat and you're like, "Oh dear, what happened? Like, what
Yeah.
did I do?"
I'd rather play a tournament with three of my buddies who aren't that good at the game than three very good kids who are just gonna argue the whole time, where it's just like, I'm not even enjoying this. I'd rather lose than have
Yeah.
to put
And
up with
and I
three egos at
and
one or with
and
one.
that's I think that's the nice thing about your journey, Tommy, is the fact that with your experience in streaming, you kind of grew with your audience too. Like in terms of not only in terms of viewership, but also mentally, because uh, when you're streaming, you also hold that. Do you feel like you hold that sense of responsibility for your viewers too? Like you want to give them a good time just watching you
Yeah.
and things like
So
yeah, yeah.
when I'm streaming, I don't play any video game as well as I do when I'm not streaming. So for instance, if one of my friends is streaming or someone else and
Hmm.
I'm playing with them, I play much better because I don't have anything else to focus on. I don't have to
Hmm.
focus on, chat and
Yeah.
talking it's just like I'm just focused on one screen. This other monitor doesn't even matter. It's not my chat. I don't have to read it.
Uh-huh.
Nothing. I just get to play games and relax for the most part. But I think that that's where a lot of people fail in streaming, is that they think that people are there for the video game.
Mm-hmm.
90% of the time, especially when you're a smaller streamer like I am, 20 to 30 viewer range, they're not there for the video game. You'll get one or two
Yeah.
people that are there for the video game, but
That's
most of
right.
them are there just to make a connection with you, and they made this connection with you, and they want to hang out and talk. And I feel like that's where a lot of smaller streamers get lost, where it's like you have these kids that go live and they're like, oh, I'm playing in a Call of Duty tournament, like, and they could be the best player ever. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? They could be the best player ever, but
Who cares?
if 90 people show up to your chat and they're talking to you and you don't answer any of them,
Mm-hmm.
88 of them are gonna leave.
That is true. That is true.
And also, sorry we're not interacting with chat so much. We actually just go live on everything because, but we really record for VOD reasons. We're going the YouTube track, and so it's mostly just if you're going to do a recording session, why not do it live also? Like some people are into it, so
Mhm.
we make sure to be live as many places as possible.
Who's that hot man? That's Jason.
No, it's Tommybopp.
Yeah,
Your best bud
it's all
40s in
Tommy.
here.
Thank you,
Yep.
thank you. But we are reading chat. I'm reading chat. I chime in on what you guys are saying every here and there.
Yeah.
So, what do you think of our little set here? Is it?
I like it. I like it. Honestly, this is what I wanted to do when I had my podcast. This is you have the perfect
Yeah.
setup. Honestly, this is what I wanted to do, but I couldn't figure it out. So good for kudos for you guys for figuring it out, because I do like this. It's visually what I would expect from a podcast. I'd
Well,
rather it much more than just the boxes like we're having a just chatting night.
Yeah. So me and John, that was he was like, well, we do a podcast. It's like, yeah, cool. We could just get on Discord. It's like, no, I'd hate that. Like, oh, it's a podcast, 4 boxes. And it's not like, wow, they're really trying hard. So it's like, let's put some effort. Let's make sure we have decals, and we got our TV behind us. If we do reaction videos and whatnot, we can throw whatever video on. That's that link I sent you. So if there's other streamers in the chat, it's freaking awesome. Watch together. So if you're doing something with somebody, it syncs your YouTube videos, but it also syncs everything. So at the top, you can actually hit the drop down and select like Vimeo, Twitch, whatever, and then you're all viewing at the same time in the same sync. So
I'm actually gonna favorite this. That's really I didn't.
it's
even
really
know.
cool. It's free. So
Yeah.
we found it because we had that problem. It's like, well, we need to watch the video at the same time. We're not in the same place. How do we do that?
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
it's a great.
God, I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say it's a great solution for us to actually share reactions to something. So if you want to pop a video right in, it's like, poof, just pop it in,
I like
and
it.
we'll see the same sound.
I like it because certain people do fall behind, depending on where you are. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
there's latency issues with everything, so that makes it a lot easier.
Yeah. And we have to do it's like 720p because the place I moved to, we have crappy internet and can't change it for like a month. So it's like, you just work with what you got. And I think that's what a lot of streamers get wrong too. They think they got to spend a lot of money at first. Like I have pretty good stuff now, but that's after, years of just fiddling around and I'll buy a little something here, a little something there. Where if I would have just gone out and bought crap when I first started, it would have been so dumb. Because
I've made that mistake a time or two.
It's not going to help you at all.
Mistress.
No, I mean the equipment's not going to help you. You can get on and be a successful streamer with a 1660 build, with a capture card, with a console, if you have a personality. And that goes back to what I was saying of pay attention to your chat, just build a community.
Yeah.
90%, I would say 90% of Twitch or any streaming platform, it doesn't matter. They come in because they want a connection with a streamer. They want to come in because they want to talk to somebody, whether they're having a good day, bad day, average day. They just want to talk to somebody. And that's why streaming is the next big thing, because if people just wanted to watch something, they would go watch TV.
It's
So
the
the thing is,
interaction.
you get real time interaction with another person, and the streamers don't take advantage of that. I have the hiccups. Don't put this
Especially
in.
when you have the power of being a smaller streamer. And I mean like the
Mhm.
under 100 viewers.
Mhm.
Like not out of a percentage, like if you have 10, one person's probably saying something. So if you have 100 viewers, there's probably like 10 maybe active in the chat that you would really be communicating with.
Mhm.
So it's very
Personalized
that's when you got
almost.
that
Yeah.
power. You lose it later. You get when people have like thousands, like they only
Oh, yeah.
respond
Mhm.
to like this one
Can't
thing
read. You
here.
can't. You can't. You
It's
can't read
impossible.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, you physically can't read anything. You're looking at the chat and it's just moving up and down, and like you catch one
Mhm.
thing that someone says, and it's just like, okay, I'll answer that. But and you know, a lot of the big streamers get like slack for that, but it's just like, how do you
Mhm.
expect someone to, you know,
Yeah,
someone the size of
impossible.
Nick Merckx? There's 50,000 people in here. If
Wow.
5,000 people are talking at once, imagine 5,000 people talking in your ear at once. You're gonna hear one thing. You're gonna answer that one thing you heard.
That's like
So
drinking water from a fire hydrant.
yeah,
Like just
can't do it.
information overload.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
But it's all about that personality, as you just said. And sometimes it's also therapy for both the streamer and the audience too. I felt it was like that for me at least.
So streaming is very tough, and
Mhm.
it takes you a long time to get comfortable with. My sister's coming on, sir. I heard. Okay, but it takes you a long time to stop. Get out.
Yeah, because when I was also when I was also doing my own streams, it also feels kind of like, okay, hey, I just need some people to talk to.
Mhm.
And chat was very nice about it. They were accommodating. They were just there watching whatever I was playing. It could be the most boring game ever, but the conversations were just fruitful, and I like the pun a lot. So because I like making people laugh.
So there's a lot of different types of streamers. There's
Yeah.
people who get on and just want to talk to people.
Right.
There's the middle people who are like, oh, I could maybe consider this a career, but like, I still have a job, so I'm not really worried about it. And then there's the people that are like, holy shit, like I jumped fully into this, maybe a little bit too early, like myself. Like Mano knows, like or Jason knows. I don't know what to
Yeah.
call him here. Still don't
Whatever
Oh,
know.
you want.
yeah.
I won't call you
It,
late for dinner.
it's
I
a
promise you that. But I might have jumped into full time streaming a little bit too early, but
uh
I also had a lot of support as well.
Oh, that's nice.
Had a lot of people that respected it, and I had a lot of people that
Uh-huh.
didn't as well. But would I take
Well,
any of it back? No.
tell us more about that story. Like, what were you doing previously, and what motivated you, and what were the challenges that you faced?
So before I started streaming, I played baseball for 4.5 years
Wow.
at a minor league level.
Hmm.
Um, After that was over, it was kinda like my dreams kinda got crushed, and the only thing that I could fall back on that I actually really loved was playing video games, and then one day, someone was like, "Oh, you should stream." I was like, "Well, I don't really know what to do," I'm not the most personable person,
Hmm.
at least IRL. I mean, Jason's met
I
me in
real
real life. I'm different off stream than I am on stream. Not that I'm a different person, it's just you have to carry a certain persona on stream. Obviously, you have to wanna keep people
Yeah.
interested. You can't
Yeah.
if someone comes in your chat and says something, you can't just ignore it. You have to address it, whatever it is, and
Hmm.
face these problems and things like that. But so I did jump in a little early myself, but I had a lot of support, and if I
That's awesome.
honestly I made a huge partner push, which was huge for me, and But then I had a lot of things, fall out of place in life, IRL, and
Uh-huh.
then it kind of messed things up a little bit. But even now, just coming back, I've really been streaming probably I'd say for less than 2 months again, and things are coming back around. You see people that you didn't see even when you were partner pushing and whatever, and it's been quite refreshing a little bit. A break is always good. As
Yeah,
bad as it is for yourself, but for your mental, a break is always good.
that that is true. Because that's the thing when you get to a certain point as a streamer, you become almost like, for the lack of a better term, almost public property in a
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
So
All of your whatever you put out is public information. You could
right,
be you're either going to be a very reserved streamer, which some people don't like, or you're going to be that open streamer, a little bit kind of like myself. I try to keep my private life away from streaming now, but for a while I didn't do that. So I made the mistake. Well, not the mistake. Some people thrive off that. It just didn't work for me. But
mhm,
it's differentiating the lives and the styles. Like,
mhm,
there's not a question I don't think anybody can ever ask me in my stream that I won't answer.
mhm,
But there's certain people where if you would ask them if they're a little more reserved, they won't like that.
right. And that makes sense because, again, different streamers, different personalities, right? That's
Mhm.
what makes each streamer unique. And there are some people who would gravitate to the more reserved ones because they have something else to offer. But at the same time, there are some people who would gravitate to the personalities of those that are more open because they find them interesting.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's
yeah,
the best of both worlds. I mean, there's some reserve streamers that I watch, and it's just like it's kind of it's like a little relaxation for me where I can go and
yeah,
everything's not so hectic. Where it's like there's
just
not
chill.
yeah, no one's trauma dumping or doing something, and it's just like, oh, I could just hang out here and it's safe. Where
Yeah.
Yep.
And
if you've been
Yeah,
around long enough, people like to trauma dump or anything else, and or bring their problems that shouldn't probably be voiced on the internet into chats, and that always puts a streamer in a little bit of a bind because it's like, how do I answer this without being a complete asshole or you know
right. Like being appearing insensitive sometimes. Like
right
sometimes you don't you just don't mean it, but some people just don't know how to react to it.
right or it's just something that
Yeah,
I don't necessarily connect with, you know what I mean, and that's
yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah,
But in the online world, if you don't connect with somebody, you're immediately
yeah.
just a bad person just because you can't
yeah.
relate to that situation.
What do you
It's
mean
just
you
better.
don't have the ultimate empathy? What is
It's
wrong with you?
it's better not to say anything than to say anything at all at that point.
That drama dump stuff's true though. Like, they, there are people they
I'll
just come in to drop like this horrible thing that happened to them, and it's like, right now, man, I'm sitting here
How do you?
playing an Among
Yeah.
Us, walking around going like, he's sus, and then you're like, my mom died. Like, dude, come on.
It is
I'm
tough.
going to take a page off of your book on that though. So sometimes it's better not to say anything at all.
Yeah, well, I should probably take a page out of my own book in that sense too.
But this is why we're talking about it, because sometimes when you talk about it, you kind of realize that, hey, you know what? I know about this already. Maybe it's just a way for me to remind myself, right?
Yeah, I mean, even
Yeah.
today, just playing Fortnite, I had a troll come in, and I like to have fun with
Hmm.
them. They get upset, and it's okay, and they talk and say whatever they want, but sometimes I get a little
Does it
crazy.
does it
Oh,
affect
wow.
you or
No, it never affects me. I have a good time with them, honestly, but
uh,
they
uh,
they just say crazy things that they think are gonna hurt, and I feel like when they feel like they can't hurt you anymore, that they actually
yeah,
hurt.
Because sometimes those guys are pretty much like cyber bullies, really. Like, and what you're doing, Tommy, is probably how we should, you know, how
Oh,
you fight bullies.
Yeah, fire with
Yeah.
fire.
well, I mean, they're
Right,
just
exactly.
trying to get attention, right? And the
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
is when
exactly.
you have a chat of 100 messages, and 100 messages are like, "You're the best." Oh, hey, buddy. Everything, and it's all positive. Then the one person who
Yeah,
puts a negative thing is noticed. And I think that's
exactly.
why they do it mostly because you start ignoring all the positive shit that comes by. Like it happens where it's
Yep.
like, oh, well, another person's saying, you look good. Like, thank you. I
Mhm.
still look good. And I think people then filter out like the nice things and all you see is like the one negative thing because it's different.
That's why
Luckily,
sometimes the most
your
viral.
chat sounds negative. Like, if people didn't
Thank
know, they
you.
would look at your
Thank you.
chat and be like, "Man, do they like this guy or not?" But it's all like in fun and shit. So
But that's the relationship that you build with the streamer, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
No
yeah.
random person is just gonna come in and just, start shitting on me. It's you build a relationship first, and then it's just like
Yeah.
now we can banter, you know what I mean? Now we can go
yeah,
back and forth where it's like, "Oh, this bothers me. I know this bothers you. Like, let's have fun." Like, we're never gonna hurt each other's feelings
Yeah,
purposely.
it's
It happens sometimes, but
you gotta get to that certain level of relationship first before you can start doing that.
yeah.
You're pressed, Tommy.
That's what the kid that came in my chat said today. So he said that he had me pressed, and I don't think he's understood any of the trolls that I've ever dealt with. That kid was like a 1 star.
Oh,
But it was a good time, and honestly, it's good for my chat at least because, like Jason said, my chat is very we're very open with each other. We just say whatever we want, but nobody takes anything personally. So when
right.
someone comes in and they're taking something personally and they think that they have me pressed, it's just like my whole chat is not attacking them, but it's just like we're kind of laughing
Uh-huh.
at you. Like you think that you came in here and did something. Like we're all just
Yeah,
having a laugh now.
you're the funny one now.
yeah.
Remember that
That's
movie
kind of
New
cool.
Guy
Like you had
from
a
like way back when? Has anybody seen the movie
you.
New Guy? Where what's his
Oh
name? He's
man.
like the skinny dude goes to he goes to like prison and like comes out or it's all faked. I don't remember. He goes to a new school, but he acts like he like went to prison and is hard and shit. And he's like, he gets taught to like kick people in the balls and be like, "Who's the bitch now?" Like, it's a great movie. If you haven't seen The New Guy, it's like a classic of I guess I'm getting old. It's a classic of my time.
I mean, I just haven't watched very many movies, so don't take it against the age.
Uh,
Grandpa.
uh, I mean, same for me. I may appear like an AI, but I'm one dumb AI, so it's okay.
All right, so let's pop up this clip that was sent over to us by Royal Wolf 28X. Is that a boob size? That would be massive.
Ooh. All right, I don't have to
Are you
play or
guys to
anything,
channel?
right?
Nope.
Sounds like
Hit
the
play and we'll put it on. So
so chat said sounds like the Adam Sandler film where he goes to jail and becomes top dog.
no, that's a different one. That's where they start the football team, right? And then Adam Sandler one of
Oh,
those.
the longest shard.
Yeah. That's a different one.
Can I take a quick pee break before we watch this clip?
Yeah, yeah, no
POA,
problem.
yeah. POA.
All right. I'm gonna go pee. Be right
Yeah.
back.
We'll just pre-watch it and then talk shit. Oh, he broke the
Water-
screen. He broke the
No.
screen.
What? Look at me. I'm all glitched out.
Just lean over, John. Lean over.
Oh, wait.
You're trapped in the
I'm-
other
I'm-
dimension. You're trapped in the
I'm trying.
just pick a side.
Hang on. Let me move. I can move here.
Tommy peeing
Maybe.
for the billionth time. Or is that like 10 million? I can't read all the zeros there. Sorry, it's Rob Schneider. Rob Schneider? No, it's not a Rob Schneider movie either. The New Guy, it's that guy. You know that guy.
There's so many guys in the world, Jason.
But if you've seen the show Z Nation, I think.
Oh, dude,
On like
you know what?
Netflix, that show,
Bro.
the guy who's out in the he's like in the North Pole or something at some station. That's the guy.
Bruh, let's make it easier for us. Why don't you pop the trailer on the screen
Yeah, let's just do
behind us?
that. I forgot we got the screen.
Yeah.
We'll do that right there. The new guy tree. Bring it. No, that's the free guy.
Yeah.
The new guy trailer. There we go. All right. Browser extension required. Oh, come on. Now it's going to be broken?
Wait, what?
Here, you try to
What?
put it in there.
Okay, I'll do it. New guy, you said.
I broke it. Yep. Here, the Twitch one works. We'll watch this, then we'll check out the new guy and show you what you're talking about.
All right,
So this
what
is
are we
all-
watching here? Oh, this is the good old Warzone 1 days.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is Tommy.
Love
You're
that.
killing it.
This is you, all you, Tommy.
Oh God, you guys are making me nervous. Hopefully, Royal picks something decent. Oh, it's a 5 minute.
It's
this isn't even a
5-minute
clip.
clips, so there must be
This-
good stuff in it for somebody to do 5 minutes.
This is a highlight. All right.
Somebody highlighted your
Also,
stuff.
by the way, Chad, I make the weirdest faces when I play this game. I don't know why.
Like, you gotta have that out. the
Yeah,
tongue, lip.
the tongue has to be out. It's a Michael Jordan thing. Alright, we've watched. Okay, here we go. A little action. Like this is what makes Call of Duty fun.
Wow, dude, that's
What are you even shooting at there? You're just like, he might be over there. I'm just gonna throw bullets. Like, is
There
that
was
what
someone
that
that
is?
I knew I didn't have plates. You know, I keep them off you a little bit.
oof.
3 more.
Look at that play.
1v1v1.
That's by smoke.
Yeah. On him.
Tommybopp
moves
fears
right
no
there.
storm.
Yeah, behind him. You're right. Oh,
Sometimes you got to play the storm a little bit.
He's still in the storm here? It's hard to tell.
No, I'm on the outside of it.
Oh,
I'm
it's
on
the
outside
last.
of it.
I see. It's the end.
coming out of tunnel.
Seems like you're standing there. You thought that was a guy just standing there? I thought
I
so
did.
too. When you zoomed in, I was like, "That's totally a dude."
I did think
We-
there was a guy standing there.
We fear no storm.
Big
It's the
shot.
storm who fears us. Oh, look at that victory!
There you go.
Victory!
All right. I don't think there's anything left of this clip, to be honest.
Well, it shouldn't be. It's going to be at least 3 minutes till you got back into a match.
I think I just probably said a bunch of weird stuff.
You're in the horror there.
Bro, couldn't get a better clip than that. It's unreal.
Hit the kids with the move like
It's
that.
unreal.
One with the bounce. That shit gets me every time.
I don't know. I'm having fun watching this. I don't know, but you guys.
Oh, Warzone 1 was a very fun game to spectate, no matter what.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was high action, or high energy. So
Most
at least they
viewed
kept it
clip.
good. I'm
That's-
surprised nobody
that's
shared the
Michael's
one that
clip?
you that short you uploaded with the knife thing.
Did go viral.
Nobody posted that.
It did go viral.
It's pretty funny. He bounces a knife like off a wall or something. Kills a guy
What?
around a corner.
I gotta see this.
Pretty good.
I could probably let me see.
I can't try to find it.
I can't try to find it. I've
It
been
was
playing Warzone.
extremely
the new one.
impressive. Like he's just like on a ladder, and then like, oh, there's a guy up there, so I'm gonna throw this, and some dude dies. Like you definitely can't say any sort of hacking or anything, especially with that. If anybody was ever like he's hacking, like you look at that, it's like that's not aimbot. Aimbot doesn't do that. It would point
Yeah.
at them, not just point the opposite
It was so-
direction.
I guess it was random, wasn't it?
I knew
Was
he
it
was
ran-
there. I
or-
knew he was there. All right, I found it. Hold on. All right. So if I throw this in the queue,
No.
How do I add to the queue?
Okay, just
At the
pop it up.
top, if it's Twitch, you
Yeah.
gotta hit the drop down and select the Twitch icon.
Yep.
I'll put it in the chat.
Okay. We can
John
do
in
that
there.
for. Yeah, I got
That's
you. I
the
got you
one
guys.
problem we have with doing this with what do you call it is that's the TikTok. Can we pull up TikToks? Yeah, we can pull up TikToks. I think that's
let
an
me look
option. You got TikTok as an option. Oh, we do have TikTok as an option.
We do have TikTok.
TV,
Yep.
So
Let me add it to the playlist and I'll play it right here.
all right, you already had it.
Get ready. Get ready. It's playing, isn't it?
Yeah, no audio. I guess this is the new TikTok as well.
Oh, look at that.
On the corner.
What?
That clip actually got over 9 million views.
Dang.
It's over 9,000. Like,
Over 9
Let's
million
replay
views.
that. Let's replay that with audio.
well, why is there no audio? I don't know why there's no audio. Let it replay it. Here, let me click the button. I think this site just doesn't do audio for TikToks. But
so
yeah,
there's
like,
audio for. Yeah.
That's insane. Like, who did you even hit? Where were they?
So when I go up the ladder, I see his gun in his face. So at this point, it's just geometry, you know?
A little pool.
Angles.
You know, you gave it a little English on that knife.
Yeah, a little bit. Little lower left, you know. I know it'll hit him in the head. So
Freaking insane.
A little whisper. You know, please hit him. It's pissing me off.
I actually wasn't streaming while that was happening, so I was lucky that I had the NVIDIA on so that I could go back and clip it because
that was insane.
Thank you.
Yeah. Mind if I share that too? Because that was awesome.
Go ahead. I think it actually has over. I think it has over 400,000 shares.
Yeah, I'll pop that on the YouTube description too.
What's funny is I was part of a lot of Discords where they would post clips and stuff, and then I seen everyone started posting my clips in the Discord, and it's just like it's weird to see that people would do that. I was like, wow, that's really weird, but probably one of my proudest gaming moments ever. I mean, like I said, the TikTok itself, just on TikTok, had over 8 million views. I posted it twice, so it accumulated over 8 million views. And then YouTube Shorts, I think it did a little under 5 million, and then Facebook. Instagram Reels, it did about 1 million. So altogether, it did almost over 15 million views, and it's just crazy that probably can't say 15 million unique people, but it's crazy.
You're like 14 million of them were me watching it over and over again, being like, "Damn, I'm good." Like,
I wish that's how it worked. I just keep it on replay all day.
Just constantly like, damn, that was pretty sweet.
But that's flattering considering the fact that people will repost your stuff, right? Like it's
yeah. I mean,
it's your prime.
It got a lot of attention, which I wasn't. I was expecting a little bit of attention. I thought maybe a couple thousand views.
Yeah.
Kick off the TikTok a little bit, but I got over 25,000 followers from it. It was good, but unfortunately, it happened at a bad time in my life where I couldn't stream to see if any of the TikTok would help over on Twitch or vice versa. But I mean, now I can go live on TikTok, which I guess is cool. But like,
yeah,
you just release the same video and put Warzone 2 in the title, and most of the people who see it won't know it's the Warzone 1 anyways. They'd just be like, "Oh, that was awesome." Like, they wouldn't know any difference.
Is that still doable in Warzone 2? I presume so, right? Still the same.
Just use Warzone 1 clips and call them Warzone 2. Like,
you might be able to.
Because I've been watching some Warzone 2 videos, and I think they add like some weird stuff like Godzilla, and I don't know.
So
completely.
That's probably going to call it
different.
the end for the night. So about an hour 15. We usually do about hour and a half between there.
Mhm.
Thanks again, Tommy, for actually joining. Hopefully you had somewhat of a good time or
Well, no, I
enjoyed
had a
yourself.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
I had a phenomenal time. If you guys need someone to raid, I have someone that if you guys want to send it to anywhere.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
yeah,
fine.
totally.
So
Totally.
before we
put it-
go, we're just going to let everybody know you can catch Tommy on Twitch at Tommybopp.
Yep.
It's at the bottom there. It's also going to be in the Discord or the description of the video. So there'll be a link there to get over there and see what Tommy's
It's
up to.
I place it all there now.
It all goes there now. Every video, everything we watch, the links go there. So they'll always be in the
Yep.
description below. Got to pay
Perfect.
credit
Well-
to the right people.
I appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah.
Hey, we appreciate you too, Tommy. We had a great time having you, and we hope to, hang out with you more too.
Absolutely. I'm always around. I know we were supposed to do this on St. Patrick's Day, but Jason reminded me that it was St. Patrick's Day, and I don't think you would have wanted to talk to me that day, but I had a good time. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, so we're gonna
Well,
shoot this
thanks
over
for
to
coming.
Baby Borbs. She's actually been in the
Heck
chat,
yeah.
so thank you very much, and everyone have an awesome night. Rating. I think there's a countdown
a
or
good night.
something. I don't know. I haven't rated in a long time. Countdown.
I've played a lot of online games to raid, but I don't think we're talking about the same
No,
kind of
the
raid.
wrong kind of raid.
I told you I have an AI malfunction.
Did we do it yet? Are we there?
Yeah. You've got Chat GPT and you've got John Go PT,
Go PT.
Go Physical Therapy.
I'm just making sure it actually did it.
Now.
What's your skincare?
We're still live.
We're still alive. It didn't do it.
Nope.
still-
/raid space baby borbs.
Yep.
Or /. I don't know which one.
I got.
Oh.
I'll do it.
Yeah, you try it.
There we go. Now we're
There we
going.
go.
Did it work? Okay. Sorry.
Yep.
First
Oh, you're
time
fine.
rating something on this one. Like everything set up.
Here we go, guys. 3, 2, 1.
Woo!